What's up, fight fans? My name is Anik Subramanian, and I am the face of Energy TV. Today, I'm here with the number 13th ranked UFC bantamweight, the Maniac, Marcus McGee. First of all, Marcus, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Blessed to be alive. Another beautiful day. And yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to talk to you. Long week, but we're almost at Thanksgiving.
Yep. Yeah, it's coming. Plenty to be thankful for.
So, honest question: what do you weigh the morning of Thanksgiving? What do you weigh in the evening of Thanksgiving?
We make sure we stay away from the scale on Thanksgiving Day. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I've been getting ready for fights the other Thanksgiving, so I haven't really went hard. So this Thanksgiving will be the tell. So maybe I'll throw a weight in the morning and a weight at night up on social media.
Hey, you just fought, so you've earned however big you get on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it too easy. I'm gonna enjoy these holidays with the family. Plus, I once I start working hard again, honestly, it'll come off anyway. So even when I am getting heavy, like everyone always jokes and be like, "Man, you still got abs," So, we make sure we put it at the right places.
hey, fair enough, man. You deserve it. You beat Jonathan Martinez at Madison Square Garden last weekend. You finally earned a UFC ranking in arguably the toughest division. How did you celebrate the ranking and, more importantly, the win?
I keep saying it, and I do appreciate the ranking. I think they have me at 14 right now, but I do
Mhm.
appreciate the ranking, and it's pretty surreal to think that I'm up there, especially having four fights in the UFC and then being able to get it done like I've been able to get it done. But one of the more important things is everything that's happened outside of the gym. You know what I'm saying? Just how my team has built, how my faith has built, how my family has built. All these things have translated into my mixed martial arts career. But those things I feel like are the most important.
And speaking of what's important to you, your family, you got a wife and four kids, beautiful family. I'm wondering what type of advice do your kids give you before a fight?
That's a good question. Sometimes they more so than advice, they always give me like different songs that they like maybe that I can walk out to. And it's pretty cool. My wife and my two youngest, they drive to school together. So whatever song I usually pick during fight week and even the week before fight week, every morning and night when they're coming home and to school, they learn the song. So like my youngest daughter knows the Forrest Frank song "Heaven on Earth" like front to back right now, and it's pretty dope to hear her start rapping it.
That's awesome, man. That's pretty cool too. So on fight week, right? Your wife is a fourth grade teacher. Does she take off that week, or does she just fly to New York on fight night? What's that look like?
Usually it's just yeah, either she'll come in on fight night or she'll come in the day before fight night, weigh-in day basically. She'll usually get in there or get in like in the afternoon for the most part. So that's usually how we've been playing that. Thankfully, she's been able to come to each one, but my kids usually stay back and just hang out here. I do want them to come eventually, but I always tell them it'll be up to them. They came to a bunch of my fights on the regional scene that were here in Phoenix. And they would come again too, but I always tell them, it's your guys' choice. Daddy plans to bleed, and I don't know if you guys want to see that. It's up to you guys, but I won't be mad at you, whatever you choose.
Hey, I understand that. Fair enough. So, speaking of your family, Halloween was right before your fight. Your family had some awesome costumes that you posted on Instagram. Can you explain everyone's costume and like what exactly they were?
Yeah, so me and my wife were Luffy and Nami from One Piece. And then my youngest daughter was what's her name? Hermione from Hogwarts, based from Harry Potter. And then my son, I think he was like a dinosaur or some sort. I have to look at it. I can't remember what he was. And then my oldest daughter, she just painted her face however she felt like it. She just kind of did her own thing. Uh, and then Kaylee was like a princess or something. So I can't think about. I'd have to see the picture for sure, but.
Look at that. So I'm actually the oldest of four, and my mom used to go all out on Halloween. We had the best costumes on the block. I think I was Michael Jackson the year he died, Michael Phelps the year he won his 8 gold medals in the Olympics. So, when I saw that and I saw four kids in Halloween costumes, I'm like, I had to show that to my mom.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we didn't do that growing up a lot. My wife is really big on those type of things, and it's kind of rubbed off on me, just to like give my kids those experiences. And we always decorate the house. The house is pretty crazy. I literally just got done taking down all the Halloween stuff. I told myself if I'm putting it up this year, I'm not taking it down until after my fight. So yeah, it's pretty fun. We always try to have a good time. I don't know if you saw last year. I did a haunted house in my backyard. I did like a video. It's on my Instagram too, but just like a haunted house video where all four of my kids played inside of it as like ghosts and different types of people like screaming and just scaring people. It was pretty cool.
That's sick. That's sick, man. You should have charged people to charge your family friends to come in and take a ride through the haunted house.
Yeah, we gotta step our business game up.
Hey, that's the next step. Now, you had Halloween 2 weeks before your fight. Was it hard to resist a candy 2 weeks before cutting weight?
No, it's not hard at all, honestly. I mean, I like sweets, but honestly, I just like I like ice creams and cakes and cheesecakes and things like that, you know, like I like wholesome sweets. So the candy for me, like the worst I get is Snickers. So and Snickers isn't really even that bad, but we didn't even have any Snickers around. It was more like Tootsie Rolls and all these other things that I really wasn't concerned with. So took the kids out trick or treating, and we just kind of had fun, burned a little extra calories, if anything, you know.
Hey, shout out to the kids. Now, speaking of kids, your wife is a 4th grade teacher. I know you're involved in helping her students. Pretty cool that the husband of their teacher is a fighter. Adults teach kids a lot of things, but we end up learning so much from children themselves. What's one lesson that you have learned from your wife's students?
You know, that's a good question. I've learned again, I think more so than anything when spend time with kids, I learned humility. You know what I'm saying? Like each kid's going through different experiences in life, and it's so raw at that age that you could see, you know, each one of these households having different things going on and how it's developing each one of the kids and why they may think how they think and act how they act, and you know, being mindful of those type of things and caring and adding that into how you approach them, you know. I think if anything, I've learned that. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't get in there anywhere near as much as I'd like to. You know, I definitely get in there, and my two youngest girls go there too, so I show up for their events too, and I'll mingle with the kids. But I probably only get in maybe you know once or twice a year to like either hang out, play soccer, or read to the kids. So definitely trying to get into doing a little bit more of those things as things keep moving on and progressing.
No, that's cool to know, and it's definitely something cool to look forward to. I'm sure your children are really happy that both parents are like helping out with their schooling. And I know you mentioned to me after the fight, like what your day looks like in the McGee household. So it's pretty cool. You guys are grinding from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it's cool. I mean, big families, there's a lot of hard work you got to put in, especially into a big one. So it's pretty cool to see how it all comes together.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I'm just appreciative of it. It built something in me that I didn't realize I needed. And it's awesome. My kids are dope, and it's pretty cool to think long days, but you know, they're full. You know, we can't at the end of the day, there's never a day where it's not a full day. So, you know, I guess we got to be thankful for that.
Full days all the time. That sounds like the perfect way to describe parenting. I'm sure my parents can say the same. Now,
Yeah.
another family you have is your team at MMA Lab. You've got three other ranked bantamweights: Sean O'Malley, Mario Bautista, Kyler Phillips. What's the funniest story you have amongst all of them?
Oh man, it's got to be Kyler. Me and Kyler spend the most time together, man. And honestly, that's my number one guy. You see me at his fights all the time with him. You know, like we've known each other before either of us when we both were amateurs. You know, and we used to make jokes because I was in the cannabis industry, and he used to, and he was just training still. He was young. I think he was like 8, 19, 20. And he would just come by and he'd be like, CBD, CBD. And he'd always throw up gang signs like it was CBD. And that's how we kind of got to know each other. But funniest story is one week for fight week, we show up and we leave everything back here. It was for a fight against Song Yudon. We leave everything back here that we were supposed to bring, you know? And we didn't even notice until we got there, you know, because I didn't ask, I didn't say anything, I didn't bring anything I was supposed to bring either. And yeah, our managers was just like, "What are you guys doing, bro? It's fight week. How'd you not bring anything? Had to get the mouth guard, had to get everything." And then he went out and had like one of the best performances of his life against Song Yudon. So that's a pretty cool story.
That's pretty funny, man. Hey, you were so locked in, then you forgot about everything, bringing everything. You were just there to fight, or
Yeah,
Kyler was just there to
basically. Yeah, basically. He
fight.
was just there to fight. He was like, "Man, I got my jock strap. We're good."
Hey, speaking of Song Yadong, I'd love to see you or even Mario, since you guys are both coming off of big wins, potentially fight Song next. That's a huge fight. That's two power punchers if it's you two, and I'd be excited to see something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I've said too. Like honestly, I haven't gotten that name Song Yudong, like, but there's so many names everyone's been throwing at me. And for me, you know, like again, like I have no clue where this journey's going, and I'm open to where it is going, you know. take on all comers. So we'll see what the UFC wants to do and how they want to move me. Again, I think there's multiple fights to make, but I love that fight too. Like I was in Kyler's corner when he fought Song. I've met Song multiple times. I met his team. He's seems to be a great dude, and I would absolutely love to test my iron against his iron. So all these guys, man, so many names. It's crazy because when I was actually getting in, I was like, man, it's gonna be hard to find fights once I get in. Now I'm in, and I'm like, oh man, everyone has somebody's fight on their tongue. So we'll see.
Hey man, it's a good thing to look forward to. But for now, I know you're tunnel vision on the holidays first because you deserve it. Your family deserves it as well. So one more question about your teammates, right? Sean O'Malley, the former champ, he was giving boxing lessons to people with Parkinson's disease. I think sometimes he's misunderstood because of the pink hair and the parties, but he seems like a really down to earth guy. Could you touch more on that and like how Sean O'Malley is as a person being around him in the gym?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of him goes missed in translation with his YouTube and how people perceive YouTubers as well. But Sean has a big heart, and he has a big group around him that he's taking care of, and giving them things to do in life and giving them motivation. Like there's so many things that go unseen that Sean does. And it's just pretty crazy to me that everyone just automatically assumes that he's not a person as well with a big heart. And I think it shows. You see his big group, you see all the people that are around him, you see his entourage. Those are all people who love him and want to be around him, and it's for a reason. It's because his heart is so big, and he's building them and giving them something to look forward to. So um, I love Sean, man. I think Sean's a great dude. And I think he's going to continue doing what he's doing. And I think later on, when he starts to show that he's doing more of those things, people will be like, "Man, he was doing these things all along." It's crazy. But he just doesn't put it out there like that. He's doing other things. He's doing that out of the kindness of his heart, not for play. Not to get love from people on it. He's doing it because he wants to.
That's a great story to hear, man, and thank you for sharing that. I feel like it'd be really cool if you, Sean, all the MMA Labs guys, like put together a big charity event because I know you're all for helping the people. Sean helps the people. Sean probably has the biggest following out of all of you. So hey, that could be something really cool to see all you guys do because there's some really good people in your gym, and people just don't know everything about it.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. And I think we just gotta direct it, you know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing because I've done a couple things like a couple skateboarding events, and then just kind of give out a couple things. And I'm gonna get with a couple different community. I just talked to some of my guys about getting with some other guys that do like meals and backpacks and toys for Christmas and everything. But I definitely want to start really playing into that in a bigger way. I just don't think we all any of us have really direction on it. I know that it's on our hearts for sure, but I feel like finding a way to direct it is going to be the key on that. And one of us just taking the head and then figuring out a way to direct it so that we can really make the impact that we want to make.
Hey, that's special to hear, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now I'm gonna shift over to some fun questions to end this off, right? Some rapid fire. I want to keep it different, right? UFC custom shorts. If Marcus McGee had custom shorts, what would they be?
Man, I think I need to think this one through. But it'd be dope to have some type of skateboarding emblem of some sort. Maybe even just my logo, just completely littered around the whole thing, just in lines, just different size MMMs with different colors. That'd be sick too. Man, I'm gonna have to think about that because if I get this question again, I need to have a legit answer.
Hey, fair enough. It's only gonna get better. Your answer. Now another one. Among these three bantamweights, I'm not gonna mention Sean O'Malley because he's your teammate and friend, right? Between these three bantamweights, pick one to fight with, pick one to train with, and pick one to be friends with. Peter
Okay.
Yan, Merab Dvalishvili, and Umar Nurmagomedov.
So train with Umar, be friends with Peter Yan. And then the third one was Marab fight Marab.
Fair enough. He's a champ, so that's a good answer. I was expecting
Yeah.
that. And hey, Peter's mean in the gym, so yeah, training with him would be wild.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, but you build a lot from that type of training. And I think that goes lost in transition too. When you can be calm and heavy and big training scenarios, you can be calm in big fight scenarios.
That's a good point. And Peter has fought your teammate Sean, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for him as well. Amazing performance against Figgy.
Yeah, he looked great. He did. He absolutely. I seen a video that said "Vintage Peter." I was like, "Yep, that's a good breakdown of it."
That's right. Now, two more about your division, actually, right? You're a bantamweight. Who should Marab fight next, Umar or Peter?
I mean, I think Umar's next, but if Umar's not ready for March and they're pushing for March, why not Peter? You know, like why not Peter? I think that's a fair enough fight still, you know. Again, we have to be ready for our moments too. It's like me being upset because I can't fight a guy, but me not being ready. If they're trying to go in February, like, you know, it's like, man, what are you gonna do? And I don't want to go in February and I'm trying to go in April. It's like, all right, well, you're gonna fight somebody else in April, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, one last division question. If you were in a street fight, pick two bantamweights to be on your side.
Just period. Two bantamweights, period, to be on my side.
Yep,
Hmm. You know, I'm gonna have to say Rob Emerson fought at 135 before, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of our striking coaches and he's a savage, you know. I might have to bring him over to my side for sure. So Rob Emerson, for sure. He's a savage. Who else at bantamweight? In a street fight. I need some agility, man. I need some agility. Uh you know who I'm going with? Man. I mean, Demetrius, he was at 35 too, over in one, right? So like,
that's
Demetrius
right.
Johnson's gonna be that next guy, you know. So me, Rob Emerson, and Demetrius Johnson. Let's go. That's my squad.
That's a killer combo right there. Very unique combo. So, last question for me, right? I just wanted to ask you, what message do you have for your fans? I really appreciate the time. So, yeah, friends, family, fans, what do you got to say?
Yeah, man. I mean, my main message is, you know, keep God in your life, period. You know, however, whatever you have to get there, you know, Jesus Christ died for our sins, and it's only through his grace that we are able to live this life, you know. So, you know, dive into your book and you know, be strong in your faith. It will lead everything else in your life, you know. So it's one of my main focuses right now, and it's what I instill in my family. And if it's what's all the fruit that I'm getting is all from, you know. So that's my biggest message, you know. And then, you know, just men being men. You know, we have to take a responsibility. We become a man when we can take responsibility of others, and we need to stand in that masculinity and show the world why men are important. So, that's extremely important to me.
I love that message, man. And I think that's really cool. Like, because back then, men wouldn't talk about their feelings. Nowadays, sometimes men aren't taking responsibility. I feel like a balance of responsibility, hard work, and being open about your emotions. I feel like that builds a perfect man. And I appreciate you preaching that. God is good. Let's all be good men out there and set a good example for the people younger than us.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. There's virtue there. And it got lost somewhere, you know, it got lost and it's not cool anymore. But there's a lot of cool. It's cooler than all the other stuff that's cool. So, you know, let's bring that back. Let's make it cool again to be a good man, to be a loving servant. You know what I'm saying? So let's bring that back. And I do think that it's good that men can speak. And I feel like they always said men never spoke before. And men kind of didn't, you know what I'm saying? But men understood men. That's why men 10 years from now we don't have to know each other and we see each other and we know, you know, like, yeah, you understand, you're my guy, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just different now where where we can express ourselves and be articulate with our words, you know, and control our emotions in that type of mind state. So, you know, it's a something that I'm really focused on doing in my life, and I'd like to see, you know, I'd like to push use my platform to push those things.
And I think you're doing a great job of it, Marcus. I really love talking to you, man. Seem like one of the nicest guys over the last couple years getting to watch you on the scene. So it's really cool to finally have a conversation with you. So I wish you the best. Enjoy the family, the holidays, and thank you so much for hopping on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you again for having me on. And yeah, until next time, man, let's do it again.